Howdy, and welcome to Daily Miles. Do me a kind courtesy. Hit the like button down below, and while you're down there, hit the subscribe button for more content. This might be my last video for a while. I'll get to that in a moment. So if you watched yesterday's video, then the ending of that video, you saw this. Mission accomplished. I got three things done today. Yay! Oh shit! I heard it snap. Oh my god. I heard it snap. It's broken. So I will explain. Usually when I'm shooting the outro to a video, either the intro or the outro to a video, I'll do it sometimes two or three times because I didn't like the inflection of something, or I didn't like the way I said something. And it's usually the third or fourth take that I end up taking. This was the second take, and I was on a very slippery slope going into a crevasse into the forest. And what you see here is that I slipped and I dropped the camera. And what you don't hear, because I'm yelling, is I thought I had broken my leg. And I don't know. I mean, as you can see, I turned off the camera, and then right after that, I don't remember anything. I just remember getting to my feet at some point and recognizing that I was, clearly in an enormous amount of pain, and that I clearly heard the bone pop. So, to make a long story short, I made my way back to the van with the help of a gentleman in the field. I literally had to drag myself up the embankment and dragged with my arms to the edge of the forest. I must have been, a good 100 yards from the edge of the forest. Tried to get to my feet, finally got to my feet, and then hobbled to the middle of the field. Then made it into my car with the help of a gentleman. Fortunately for me, the hospital was literally right down the street, and got to the hospital and went to the emergency entrance. There was no place to park. So I parked in the 10-minute parking, and the security guard, Julio, dude, you rock, said, "You can't park here." And then I said, "I broke my leg and I can't, I have no way to get out of the vehicle." So he's like, let me get you some help. So Julio finds me a parking spot in the visitor parking spot, and then he comes out with a wheelchair and then gets me into the wheelchair. We lock up my van, and then he wheels me into the emergency room. I gave them my personal information and then basically sat there for 40 minutes while my extremities were getting numb and pins and needles, and it was getting more and more and more painful. And at the same time, my leg is swelling, and I'm just in lurid pain at this point. So I have no video of this because I was in way too much pain. But as you can clearly see, I was at the hospital yesterday. So in case you're wondering, is he fucking with us? No, I'm not fucking with you. Sat there for a good 40 minutes in lurid pain, and it felt like 40 minutes. And it probably was. And they were, seeing people in the order in which they were received. And I totally understand that, but, when somebody is in that much pain and they're clearly, yelling in pain, you might want to fix the problem. Just throwing it out there. Anyways, got to see the intake RN, and he's like, "So what's the problem?" I said, "I broke my leg." He's like, "Wow, that's very painful." I said, "Yeah, but is it normal that my extremities are all going numb and I feel pins and needles and a lot of pain?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's not supposed to happen." I said, "Oh, well then we should probably fix that, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, let me get the attending." He calls over another RN, explains the problem to that RN. That RN goes back and then brings another RN, and they explain the same problem all over again between the three of them. And then the three of them go back there, and then one of them comes out, gets me, and wheels me into the emergency room. Finds a room for me, and then says to me, we can't use this room. We have to go use another one. So they end up getting me the largest room that they have, and that's when they called a code blue or code gray. I can't remember what it was. And people came running from all sorts of places. Took off my clothes, got me all, wired up. I still have a little bit right there. I haven't taken off yet. There's one right there. Got me all wired up and had me in a neck brace to immobilize my neck. And then got a CT scan of everything from my toes to my head to see whether or not I had severed the nerve. They were talking about admitting me at that point because I had, he did a palpitation test on my lower back, and he was definitely bruised, and I was in pain. He touched it and it was just like, ow, and it just radiated throughout my body. So clearly I had done something. He ordered the CT scan, and the CT scan revealed absolutely nothing. There was no break in the nerve, so thank God for that. So what happened to my leg? The whole reason I was there, they took x-rays of my leg and there's no break, so thank God for that. So about an hour and a half later, after I'm sitting there for for what felt like 2 hours, it's now like 7 o'clock, the doctor finally comes in. I broke my leg at about 3:14 yesterday afternoon, and the doctor finally comes in at about 7:15, and he says to me, all right, so this is what's going on. And he explains to me the whole 9 yards. He says, basically, everything is happy, hunky-dory. You didn't break any bones. Your nerves are fine. They're just very attenuated right now. So you should be on the mend at some point, but you're clearly going to have to be in a leg brace, which is that guy right there, for a good 3 to 4 weeks at minimum. And I'm like, that's not going to work, but it's what I got at this point. So they released me, and then I talked on the phone to my friend JJ, and then I went to go get some dinner because there was no way in hell I was going to cook in here last night. So yeah, that's what I got going on, kiddies. All right. I gotta move the fan. It's just gonna get really loud here this morning, so it's gonna be oodles of fun. And I tried to put socks on this morning, and well, that was a joy and a pleasure. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh, fuck me. All right. This is going to be oodles of fun. I should be using my crutches for this, but I don't seem to need them for this. All right, let's try and move this. Everything out of the way. All right. Let's try this. I've only tried this like a half ton, about 6 times at this point. So, wow. Okay, that really is the right method. There's another way to do that. I'd love to know. All right. Okay. Yeah, I know. You signed up to watch me fucking struggle. All right. Hold on. Back up a little bit. Try not to hit anything. That would be bad. My directionals. I'm gonna go park right here this morning. Hopefully not rankle anybody's attitude. Alright, here we go, kiddies. Here we go. Yeah, I know. You signed up to watch me fucking struggle with the fucking leg. Now we gotta reverse the process. Ow, that's fucking painful. Alright. Ow. Trust me, I'm using the car to stabilize myself. All right. That was not fun. A little while later. Mission accomplished. Well, more than a few of you are going to ask the obvious question, Miles, what's next? And I don't have a really good solid answer. I do have a few conclusions that I've reached, and given the situation, I'm subject to change them. One thing is for certain, though, that I need to move from a daily schedule of production to a weekly schedule, or possibly bi-weekly. I don't know yet. So if you're wondering what's going to happen there, so the 30 of you that are watching my videos, I honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know. So it all depends on this thing. But one thing is for certain, that I'm cutting back on daily miles. That's a given. What's going to happen to Amelia's stories from this point forward, especially if you've given to the project, and if you haven't, you need to go give to the project. I'm still going to do the project. It's just going to take me a little longer. That's all. Chapter 6 will happen as I want it to, or at least, you know, given my body's condition. Hopefully another 2 months of this, and hopefully I'll be on the mend. So where am I going from here? Well, that is a good question, and it affects the answer that the answers that I just gave you. Because the reality is that I can't live. Correction, I can. The reality is that I can live with, and I'm pointing over here because my leg is pointed that way. The reality is that I can live with this in the van, and it's just very problematic and very challenging. Everything is very difficult in 24 square feet with this, where I can't move my knee at all. Otherwise, I'm going to ruin whatever healing is happening. To be honest with you, I don't think anything is happening, but that's, what do I know? A lot of people have suggested that I come off the road for a month and just step back entirely. I would love to do that. There are a couple of logistic problems and monetary problems with that. I'll start with the monetary one. I can't afford it. Not like I have oodles of money to start with, but I don't have the money to come off the road. I know you're thinking to yourself, well, if you're off the road, then you won't be spending any money. Well, if I'm off the road, I will be spending money as to where I'm going to park the van. And I can't boondock with this. I need a house or an apartment somewhere, and I don't, where I am right now, I don't know anybody in the area. And I've shaken my tree, all of my social networks, and I got nothing. So, not even a friend of a friend. Nobody wants to, put up a guy for, a month, 2 months, and I totally understand that. But I need a bed, so that means an Airbnb, and that shit gets pricey. We're looking at almost, $1,500 just for a month, and I don't have that kind of cash. I just don't. So, yeah. Not so much with that one, kiddies. I got nothing. So, I'm going to have to make do with what I got, which is nothing. So, I'm going to have to keep doing what I'm doing until I can do something else. Unless, some wizard comes up with a pile of money, and that hasn't happened. So, I guess I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing until I don't need to do it anymore. And know this, so that we're absolutely fucking crystal clear, this is not a harangue for cash. I mean, if you want to give cash, I'm not going to say no, but it's just, this is really disappointing and really disheartening, and I'm very upset. I've spent the better portion of today just trying to answer this really basic question: what's next? Because this is causing a problem, and I literally cannot keep doing what I'm doing with that in the equation. So I got nothing. I got nothing, kiddies. So here's today's affirmation.
I guess, eh? Yes, quite right. Righty then. I hear, right here, I hear that you need a pep talk. So I'm here, I have arrived to give you a pep talk. Are you ready? Alrighty then, shall we dive into it? Here we go. You are fabulous and amazing. Stella! Yes, quite right. Don't listen to the naysayers. They are very good at saying nay, like a horse. And horses are very foulsome. If you're a horse lover, that's fine. But nay-saying, I dare say not. One should not neigh unless one is a horse. So nonetheless, you are fabulous, amazing, and stellar. You be you. Yeah, there we go. Righty then. Off with you.
And here's today's patron appreciation. So today's patron appreciation goes to John. Now, I know a lot of Johns, but this one in particular is rather special. And I need to be very honest with you that we had a falling out, and it has been very painful to not have this person in my life because I esteem him greatly. He's a wonderful person, a gentle man, and I got nothing but the nicest of things to say to him. And the whole reason why there was a falling out had to do with just some stuff that just was unimportant, and it's completely my fault. So, John, you met through when I was in North Carolina, because he basically, put me up for an entire month and ended up donating to the project. He's a wonderful tango teacher. I've sat in on a number of his lessons. He's a very gifted tango teacher, and he's that kind of guy that you trust instantly, and he engenders that trust. I got nothing but nice things to say about him. He's a good guy. So, alrighty, kitties. So thank you very much to John for putting me up, and thank you very much for your donations, and we'll work things out. Alrighty, kitties. That is what I got going on today. Thanks a bunch for watching. Thanks a bunch for listening. Thanks a bunch to all of my patrons for making this possible, because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. On Patreon, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and any other platform where this stuff is present. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. And thank you to everybody that has sent me warm wishes. So just so that we're clear about this, by the time you YouTube folks see this, 10 days have passed. So what you're seeing right now happened 10 days ago. Patreon, they saw it in real time, and my Facebook friends saw it in real time as well. So either, pony up for Patreon, which wouldn't hurt, links down below in the description, or give to the project, because I desperately need some money, as you might imagine. Future Miles here. I didn't expect this to be a GoFundMe thing, but I'm gonna use this opportunity to turn that GoFundMe project that I had listed for my Amelia Stories project into an expenses only project. So if you want to give to the project at this point, please do that, because that money's going to get used so that I can, come off the road for a couple of months. And I have no income at this point. So if you're thinking, $20 here, $30 there, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I know I'm constantly whining about money stuff, but in this particular instance, Mr. Miles has a medical emergency, and there's no cushion for this. So whatever you can donate to help me, recuperate, because I will come off the road for the next 2 months. I'm going to need a bed, place to stay, and that means an Airbnb, kiddies, because my social network is failing me at this particular point, and I don't blame them. All right. So donate whatever you can to the project. All that money will get used put towards expenses, so that I have a roof over my head. That's it. That's what it comes down to. All right, kiddies. When I know more, I will let you know more. And now back to the rest of the video. That's enough yapping for me today. Thanks a bunch for watching. Thanks a bunch for listening. I appreciate all of you. Have yourselves a great day, and I look forward to seeing you somewhere along the road. Bye.